That was my birthday weekend. I missed it. I can't remember why I missed it. There's something going on, but yeah, you kind of got to prepare properly for all these events. Let's get some DreamHack events in the Pacific Northwest in the summer. Let's get some esports events in the PNW in the summer, and then you come down to Texas in like the fall or the spring. You know,
Yeah,
I
that would
think
make a lot more sense. That's just too
I think
logical.
we'll start seeing more decisions like that from these esports organizations. And then you look at PAX. I don't know if people know about PAX. By the way, we're ready to get into the races whenever, if anyone's waiting for us.
Yeah.
North America versus North America. Looks like
We're
that's
just doing this thing that casters do, which is called stall for time.
And to be fair, I could spend all day talking to this man. Whoops you. That's not a big deal to me. But
yeah, the feeling's mutual.
Here we go. Here we go. North America versus North America. The next show match is underway. And for some reason, my screen's a little blurry. So, whoops you, why don't you read out the player names?
Oh, I mean, I was going to say Rencon, Magic V,
yep.
and I want to say it's like Koalia, Jeer, Noodlebrain, Kinaru, Daos, and of course, Choco Rock in last place right now.
So this seems to be a King of the Hill format of sorts. We're going with the flow here, where we have our winning team from the last round hanging out and playing against these challengers. Who is Rencon? Someone's gonna have to tell me in the chat who is Rencon. That's not necessarily a name I'm familiar with, and that could definitely be my fault. But anyway, we're on Zoomtown. This is one of the classic tracks. It's a 2 out of 5 as far as difficulty is concerned. It's kind of easygoing for all these players. It's one of my favorite ones. I said it before in Team Speed. It's very basic, to the point. Plenty of room for drifts. Not really any sketchy spots. The only really sketchy spots are like coming up to the highway here, where you have this narrow corridor you're going through and you're going uphill. You do not want to crash in the spot, and you want to have plenty of boost coming to the straightaway. That's very important.
No, but of course, you're thinking about the other aspect too. You have to think about the bumping aspect of the play as well. So a lot of these players trying to maintain their drifts through these tight corridors, but at the same time they start to ram into each other. It does disrupt a lot of these lines and stuff like that as well. So I mean, it is crucial still. I was gonna say this is the second 2 of 2 laps actually. If you want to take this one over,
and look how close it is. That's what's so fun about this track, is it's always gonna be close and so much fun. You know what I mean? All these guys are finishing literally within a second. And these guys are having the time of their lives trying to jockey for a position at the end, you know?
But look at Magic V, 151 in first place in comparison to, you know, Choco Rock in last place, 8th place with a minute and 54 seconds. It's just so surreal to me to see that much of a difference between first and 8th place.
Yeah. And, you know, that track, that's one of those that you don't mind running it over and over and over and over and over and over. And it will stay fun because the races are so close, and it's a track I can actually keep up on this track because it's not too technical, so it's particularly fun for me as well. But love seeing it. Bayside Bridge Run, and our kind of reigning King of the Hill winners taking down race number 1. And Rencon, I'm told in the chat, thanks Freaky, Rencon is a Rush Plus player. For those not familiar, Rush Plus is actually a mobile version of Kartrider that came out many years ago, and it was kind of the first access for a lot of people to the Kartrider world. But it's mobile. Wow. It's, you know, it's on your phone, but it's very playable. Some people think phone games not very playable, but Kartrider is actually very playable on mobile. You have Kartrider Rush, and actually Kartrider Drift is on the phone. Like, you can download on your phone. You can race against people online. And what's interesting about that is Rencon, you can see the displays, whoops you, next to these names. Those are all monitors. So everyone's playing on a PC right now. I guess I'm a little surprised Rencon's not on his phone. He could be on his phone right now. If he's from Rush Plus, maybe that's super comfortable for him. But honestly, kudos to Rencon for being able to translate his Kartrider phone skill to the keyboard. It's not, you know, that's not necessarily the most intuitive thing. So, you know, they say, I mean, in Kartrider, it's pretty known that it's a lot of memorization. So it is translatable across platforms to do well. But anyway, here we go. Rio de Janeiro. One lapper here, short and sweet. Same rule applies. It is not an option to crash. And this is a pretty straightforward track here. So I expect all these guys to finish within a very close time.
I just want to quickly shout out Freaky in the chat and Festa, a name I'm familiar with as well, in the chat too. Thank you guys very, very much for hanging out. We see a lot of you guys over there too. Thank you guys for being over here, supporting the cause, supporting these players out here, and supporting me and Axel Toss, and of course, Kartrider Drift. So thank you guys very, very much for being here. But yeah, Rio de Janeiro, this is one of those maps I told you I was familiar with earlier. You joke around and say there's a part of Rocket League in this map too. It's going to be coming up here pretty soon. Yes. So it's that quick U-turn over here, right here in this cage where the soccer field is. A lot of people joke around.
Oh, we skipped it. Oh well, that was Rocket League. Yeah, there's a soccer pitch there, and the thing is, you can actually kick those balls. You can actually kick those soccer balls. So like one time I did a wide turn and I scored a goal, and then I won the race. So I felt pretty accomplished about that. But anyway, we're already getting to the end here. That's how short and sweet this is. This is a pretty sketchy spot. You got to make this shortcut over the rooftops. Everyone kind of managing it properly, but look at this. It's a dogfight for first place. Jeer in front just barely. Magic V just behind, trying to sneak into first.
Magic V! Oh my goodness.
He actually gave up second place. That was huge from Jeer and Rencon. Magic V looked like he was kind of poking into first, but then he bumped into the first place player, and then he kind of fell back a little bit. And we saw first and second go to Jeer and Rencon.
Yeah, well, Jer literally shut the door in Magic V's face and said, "No, you shall not pass." I heard your Lord of the Ring reference earlier. Someone dropped my own. So,
thank you. I love it.
So yeah, he just shut the door right there and just kept Magic V at bay and took home that first win there for North America 2. This is North America versus North America, so everybody is aware. NA versus EU was last. NA obviously winning that one in I think a 7-2 fashion. So now we have North America versus North America.
Yes, and that's as exciting as it gets right there. Really close races. Shout out to Nightcrawler CC in the chat. He is actually a pro in the Mario Kart scene.
Sick, nice.
Nightcrawler, we're doing speed mode right now, so there's no items. That's going to be the most jarring difference. But yes, there is an item mode in Kartrider. You know what I mean?
Item is better.
Okay, listen. We're not going to open that Pandora's box. I'll say really quickly, I think for Kartrider to diversify itself as a esport that is unique, it needs to embrace speed mode, because item mode is a little similar to Mario Kart. If you relish too much on that, people are going to compare it to Mario Kart, and you know, the speed mode is really what separates Kartrider from all these other games, as we're seeing unfold in front of us. So just that could be a whole podcast, you know what I mean? But that's just a layman's thing. But here we go into the next race. Yeah, and speed mode is definitely not for the faint of heart, but you know, have a lot of fun here. This is again one of the newer tracks. Not a lot of dicey spots, relatively simple. It's all memorization. For me, I'm a little weaker on these tracks right now because they are relatively new to Kartrider, so I'm still memorizing the best lines. But you know, these guys, they're all going to be very seasoned at this point, so it should be a very close race. Again, not too many dicey spots, so I expect all these guys to be really close in the end.
Yeah, Magic V in first place, only by a little bit though. Noodle Brain creeping up into the, in that second place spot, so have to be very careful on some of these turns. But you see right now, NA in the red side controlling first, second, and third place, doing such a good job. But look at the fight back from North America too. Now second place, fourth place, and fifth place as well. Cool Leah in first place, holding that position pretty well. This is a 2-lapper, Axel, so this anything can kind of happen here with the second lap.
Yep, you know, obviously in between the 1 lap and the 3 lap, so it's like there is some time to come back, but it's not going to be a long race at all. You see the first lap in 1 minute and 3 seconds, so it's just basically a 2-minute race. Not a lot of time to negotiate. We see Rencon trying to lead the charge for North America 2, we'll call them. We're going to need some better team names for these guys. Maybe we'll ask them for a specific. But look at Daos. He did pretty well in the solo speed tournament earlier. Now trying to show off his skill here in the team mode. But North America 2 holding their own right now, fulfilling 3 of those top 4. But you know, as I said, this is going to be close to the end, so anything can happen here.
I was going to say North America Blue right now, just in complete control, looking for that first, second, and fourth place. Now here comes Coolea as well, trying to combat back. They do just that. This is the finish line right here. It should go to North America Blue. Oh my goodness, but the scoring. Oh, okay, it's going to be in favor of NA Blue.
But yeah, it's not going to matter, but that was a great effort. That was a great effort from Daos. because he snuck in a second, he prevented the auto win from blue, and that's pretty important. You want to disrupt that top two to give your team a chance. So Daos did a great job kind of disrupting that top two and kind of hoping the rest of his team would try to make some moves at the end. But ultimately, North America Blue taking it down.
Yeah, good job by Koalia as well, fighting back and trying to combat some of those points away too, but ultimately falling to that fifth place spot. My apologies, but they were there. They were there combating for second, third place, but just a little bit tangled up there towards the tail end of it. Like you said, Daos did take that second place spot.
Love it. It's so close. These races are as close as it gets. Now we're going to move into Zigzag Timberland, one of our OG tracks. One of the longer tracks. One of the longer meanderings through the woods here in the Kartrider universe. You can kind of see the image of the mini map there in the top right. It's long. There's long straightaways. There's a lot of narrow areas. And there's a couple spots where you can really make up a lot of ground, depending on if you feel like sending it or if you're playing a little bit safe. So not necessarily one of my favorites, but it's a solid track. It's relatively simple in that there's not any places you can really fall off the track. You know what I mean? We kind of always look out for that. Okay, can you fall off? Can you lose like 10 seconds worth of time? That's not really the case here. You're not going to lose a lot of time if you crash at any point. So I expect a close race here. Once again, all these players are going to be very familiar with this track. Sit back and buckle your seatbelt. I expect this to be real close. We've got a long straightaway at the beginning, and we got some narrow turns as we get to the get through the beginning of the first lap. And then it's all about how these guys manage these long straightaways. It's a lot of long straightaways, long narrow straightaways, where you have to kind of mind your business, leave some space, or go for a little bump or two. And as you can see, already pretty congested going through these narrow corridors.
I love the map design on this too, like the weather effects. Like the map is just so pretty in general. You can see just how much detail they put into it. Some of these puddles and stuff like that, the reflections of it, and of course the environment itself. It's just a really pretty map, but ultimately that doesn't really affect the track whatsoever. It's just for looks and aesthetics basically. But Magic V doing a great job so far, starting off in first place here, trying to get an equalizer for this in the series here for Team NA, or Team Daos. I'm sorry, like now we have Team Kinaru at the bottom of the screen. So there we go. So Red NA is now officially Team Daos.
Love these U-turns at the end here. Just got to maintain your composure. And then these turns at the end, it's all about how close can you get to that wall to make the tightest line possible. Magic V and Choco Rock looking pretty good, as we can see. Our blue team up 2-1, so the pressure's on Team Daos here to make some magic happen. See what I did there? Magic V in first, Choco Rock in second. The question is, can they hold on to it? Gier already getting into that podium and trying to mess with that top two position. I already talked about how important that is.
Yeah, so far going to be coming around to a couple of these twisty turns. Team Daos needs to maintain first, second at least, to kind of lock them in. I want to see Daos himself kind of come back up and to take some of those spots away from Rencon, as well as Noodle Brain. There he goes, making his way up. But Gier taking that first place spot too. Rencon in second place, and look at how tight this is actually going back and forth as we approach the end of this map here.
Yep, and these guys are all used to look at Gier going into the front, trying to make it happen for the blue team. Remember, they're already up 2-1.
So close.
Trying to hold on to it, and I love it. Look at how close this is. These
Final turn?
Those turns at the end. You got to stay close to the wall. Try to sneak by Magic, kind of bumping into the wall there, and Rencon trying to get back into the issue. It's as close as it gets. But I think Team Daos should have this. Second, third, and fourth is usually going to be enough to take the win.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. I think Choco Rock took that fourth place spot away from Rencon towards the tail end of this race. You can see how close it was. Pretty much tenths of a second. It was 2:35.27 and 2:36.07, and they do indeed push past. Team Daos does push past Team Kinaru to even up the score line here. They took the victory 21-18.
Love it. So close. Oh, you just gotta breathe. Remember to breathe, everyone. You can imagine how intense it is for these players. I'm kind of out of breath watching and commentating. It's a thrilling spectacle, especially in these close races. It comes down to the narrowest of margins. and you love to see it. Excuse me.
Yeah, 21-18 is close. We had a match earlier, a couple matches earlier with the last series where it was 20-19. A couple of 1-point victories as well, but this is really good. It's a really good showing for North America. I love to see it. I'm not too sure what server we're playing on as far as all that stuff goes. As far as if EU was at a disadvantage, North America was at the advantage, whatever it may be. But still, regardless, a strong showing from EU still earlier on as well.
All right, onward and upward. This is one of those newer, Formula One style tracks. What's kind of different about this track is, as you can see, you can take these little shortcuts and go off the road. That's not that's not recommended when we have the grass out there, as we remember, but you can totally do it here. If you're just off the road here, it's treated exactly the same. So look out for these guys to take really tight shortcuts and, go outside the lines here. Nothing wrong with that on this track. For now, in this locked up series, we have Magic V out to the front. Remember, he won our solo speed tournament a little earlier today, but our blue team, Team Kanaru, holding almost all of the top spots.
Bar Magic V been the only person for Team Daos that has been in that top 3 this whole entire time, probably since these guys been going back and forth with one another. Approaching the final lap now, and Magic V, he has a pretty comfortable lead right now, but at the same time, creeping on his backside, Noodle Brain and Gier there. But we need to see a little bit more showing from a Coalia over in that 4th place spot. They were in 5th place as well. I want to see Choco Rock and Daos kind of combat that. There you go. They're starting to push up that ladder right now.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of sketchy spots on this track, so you expect to see really close races. Magic V holding his own. He's warmed up after how he did earlier today, winning the solo speed tournament and kind of staying in the front. It's all going to depend on his teammates in the back. Coalia is a force to be reckoned with. He's had a lot of success in the North American team, but just like that, Noodle Brain and Gier vying for that top 2, and we're getting close to the end of our lap number 2. Just a 2-lapper here, so we'll see if Magic V can hold on. Kind of run into the wall there, but he's not going to get punished yet. Look at that. All that blue boost ready and waiting to go. He's going to cross smoothly in 1st place, but look at this, Team Kanaru. Is that a 3-way tie for
That's
second?
a 3-way tie for second? That's insane.
I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
Wow.
How did that happen? Did they do that on purpose, or was that just an
I don't know.
I've never seen that.
What? I'm baffled right now by that. That is crazy.
This is Kartrider. Insert Shogun. Trademark. This is Kartrider. Is that a thing now?
I don't know. I'm still kind of baffled that chat is calling for like a ban on that map, never to be played again because of that situation.
I'm not going to be the commentator who said he was right, but I predict that would be close. And that's pretty close. 3-way tie for second. I'll take it.
People are saying it's a timing bug. No. What happened is we had a 3-way tie in 2nd place. It was the first ever that happened. Me and Axel Toss are going down in Kartrider history, okay? You can't take this away from us.
It's the first and only time it's happened. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. Glacier Extreme Stadium. This is one of those tracks, if you're getting into Kartrider, you got to learn it, you got to know it, you see it all the time. It's a great balance of, nice, generous turns with some dicey areas that are very technical. So lots of room to kind of bring it back, but it's not one of the more difficult tracks, so it's very important to limit those crashes and don't let 1st place get too far away. Because this is a track where if you're in 1st, you can kind of run away. You can kind of run away with it.
Well, is this the map towards the tail end where it has like the U-turns and the jumps?
Yes,
and
100%.
Oh, yep. Man, I love this map. It's so
that's
good.
Like the only spot you can really fall off. You have these U-turns, and then you have like the end of the track where you have the little shortcut at the last U-turn that we're about to get to.
Ooh, Daos gets hung up on that one turn, and there's that bump right there that everybody.
You see that he skipped a little. That struck a little bit of fear in him. And then this part here, You can fall off those big ramps at the end, so really have to keep things under control. But
not only that,
said,
but
I mean,
oh no, another mistake,
crash.
Noodle Brain, but it does
like,
clog up that back part of that, and Noodle Brain gets pushed past it all. So maybe it works out strategy, just a little bit of strategy right there from Noodle Brain.
Yeah, and you know, the end of this race, the end of each lap is pretty exciting, right? And it's kind of designed that way, where that's the only place you can really fall off the track, but that's also a place where you can make up a lot of ground. If someone messes up and falls off, this race can be completely different. So right now we're seeing Koalia and Magic V. Let's see how they handle these U-turns at the end and kind of see if they can basically stay on the track. If they can stay on the track, maintain their composure, they're going to be looking good. And
I know it's rare.
Trying to even this up.
I know it's rare, but like if somebody doesn't have enough boost to make this jump as well, you can't make that without the boost, correct?
The first shortcut, that first little U-turn shortcut, yeah, you need the boost to make that, to have clearance there for sure. Yep.
Koalia taking that first place spot, Magic V second place 2, so that should equalize this best of 7 pretty much, or the first 7 I should say, or whatever it was. Maybe I think it was a best of 7. I think it was Axel, but regardless, going to be 3-3 right now. Team Daos and Team Kanaru going to equalize. So it's been pretty much back and forth this whole entire time. Each map kind of going in favor of one team or the other. Only map that we kind of seen that was a little bit more combative was the last one we were just up on. We had that 3-way second place tie, but for the most part, it's been like whoever's been out in front a lot of the times has been the winner of the map, and pretty much the winner of the whole entire thing too.
Yeah,
so.
And I want to be honest with time here, and you know, we're kind of getting along, so I just want to kind of make sure. I think we need to go to 5. We need to do first to 5. Okay, first to 4, perfect. So it has been changed. We are going first to 4. Thank you everyone for making that happen. This is beautiful. Whoops, you, my friend. This is epic. We are tied 3-3. This is map point. This is track point. This is match point. This is championship point, and it's on Factory 5. A one-lapper. It's a crazy one. And it can go either way. This is as competitive as it gets. Hold your horses. The most important shortcuts here are in the beginning, and we're coming up to it. There's gonna be a little red ramp. That's kind of annoying. You have to do a perfect U-turn, and you don't have a lot of room to do it. So let's see. Here it is. Here's the U-turn on the red ramp, and then you have to jump that boost to get out.
Oh, and there's exactly why. What could happen in that situation, Daos, showcasing how and what happens if you do not make that jump.
Oh, you know what? Daos does not like this track today.
There's another one right there too.
Yeah, that's another sketchy shortcut. It's a fun track, but it's dicey. And Daos, he's been like top 3 in the beginning of this race, and like every time he's kind of fallen to the back. So this has been his kryptonite. If anyone's in the competitive Kartrider scene, maybe pick this track against Daos right now. It seems like he's not having a great time with it. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see what happens. You know, you can't make a mistake like that because it's a one-lapper. There's not a lot of time to bring it back. Thankfully for Daos, Koalia is a beast. So he's going to be in first. And Koalia and Magic, we know they have what it takes. But it is a dogfight up front. This could not be any closer. You know, this could go either way.
Yeah, I love that we hopped on board right now with Noodle Brain in that 3rd place spot, so we can kind of get a better look as to what's going on in the 3rd and 4th place spot. I want to see where Magic V is. He's been so prominent this whole entire time, and it comes down to this race right here. Match point, sudden death between these two players. And here comes Daos in that 4th place spot. 1st and 2nd is going to be locked. 3rd place is going to be not locked for Noodle Brain as well. But 4th and 5th place spot for Team Daos. It could even out. We have a couple of DNFs as well.
2 retires. Okay, this is close enough where my math skills aren't helpful. And the winner is, there it is. Team Daos are going to take it. Koalia and Magic B really leading the charge there. Daos with the scary moment in the beginning, missing the shortcut, but ultimately the team play was a little too good. And Team Daos and company, they're gonna win. That was awesome. That was a
great showing.
And I got to be that guy right now. Let's roll on into the next one. We're running out of time here. Unfortunately, they didn't give me 6 hours. They didn't give me 7 hours. They gave me 5 hours, which is bad.
Axel, 5 hours is plenty of time. I mean,